we'll explore the following 5 foundational practices for chanting the holy names and provide practical exercises for maximum absorption in both japa and kirtan. Chanting in yojana, chanting in sambandha, chanting in seva, chanting in vipralamba, chanting in saranagati. Each chapter contains practices that take you to deeper levels of chanting. It is best to start reading and applying the book chapter by chapter. From the beginning, once you finish the book, you may like to go back to a chapter to explore a specific practice further. When I recommend meditational exercises, my goal is not to introduce meditation for meditation's sake. No, my goal is merely to help you become present, aware, and connected so that you can end mindless and heartless chanting. I often encourage my audience, please space in, don't space out. When mindful chanting is achieved, meditation might retreat to the background or leave the stage entirely. It is our dynamic chanting that will take and establish you on the spiritual platform. Srila Prabhupada talked extensively about methods for mind and sense control. These are not an end in themselves, but meant to help one absorb the mind in Vishnu or Krishna. When they help us do this, they are welcome. Though when one can do this without their help, all the better. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.8, it is said that one must practice the breathing exercise Abhyasa Yoga Iptena. By virtue of these processes of control, the mind cannot wander to external thoughts. Thus, one can fix his mind constantly on the Supreme Personality of Godhead and can attain Yati, Him. If one concentrates his mind on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, the same result is achieved. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.29.9 purport. I leave it to the respected reader to decide how much he or she wishes to adopt the standard meditative practices for entry into deeper levels of absorption. This can be seen as optional practices to be used when we desire some freshness in our japa. They don't have to become regular practice. Lastly, it is essential that you enter the mood of a receiver rather than achiever. While performing any spiritual practice, we have to train ourselves to do this because ultimately the secrets of Krishna consciousness are gifts given by Krishna. This means we have to attract the mercy of Krishna. 2 practical steps for entering the right mood and attracting Krishna are: open yourself up to higher guidance and watch readily for the little hints that come your way. Patiently endure the ups and downs as you enter new territories. Exercising patience also means not to expect Krishna to reveal himself in the way you want. If you gratefully accept whatever comes, you will get much more than you expect and often through unexpected avenues. As Srila Prabhupada says, the Lord is all powerful and in his presence anything can be made possible by his inconceivable energy. Utilizing this book. Let me say it again. The goal of this book is not to give information but bring about transformation, and from the reader, this requires active participation. If someone only wants to be informed, all he has to do is collect the information. However, if someone wishes to have an experience that helps him or her move forward in spiritual life, then application and practice are required. Therefore, I will introduce to you helpful principles of active learning through exercises within or at the end of chapters. Active learning means to learn something through an activity, analyzing, evaluating, discussing, writing, and problem solving. For example, are all good active learning exercises. These help you to immediately apply whatever you have learned. The principles of active learning date back to the ancient Upanishads. According to Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, learning that leads to realization is done in 3 steps: Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. The definition of Shravana is to hear and learn from a competent live teacher in a consistent and systematic way over a prolonged period of time. After hearing on a subject, one needs to practice manana, to ask what does this mean and reflect upon this until there are no doubts left. The final stage of the learning process is nididhyasana. Deep, profound meditation. This can best be accomplished by meditating on how to utilize the teachings and then applying them. By such application, one engages with the teachings and assimilates them so that he owns them. This requires repeated meditation on the teachings and repeated application. Even if we fail 7 times, the 8th time we will succeed. Thus, Ravana can be compared with bringing food to the mouth, manana with chewing it, and nidhi dhyasana with swallowing and digesting it. As Vaishnavas, we add one more learning element, vandanam, or praying. By turning to the Lord for help, even the daunting task of focusing our restless mind becomes easily possible. This is how one learns anything. It is different from gathering information. Therefore, I humbly request you to fully participate by doing the exercises given in the book. To end, I pray this book does not become yet another book on your bookshelf which you forget all about after you finish reading it. I will not see my service as effective if I only hear, "Thank you, wonderful book." No, the success of my service will be if in half a year you say, "I'm a changed person. I'm now an ecstatic person who deeply experiences spiritual life." And please don't forget, chant. First one is chant. Chant, chant, chant. Because regular practice will take you from imperfection to perfection. Yeah, so what we learned today, like the first one is patience. Patience, like it is mentioned, we one of the meaning of patience is we should not expect Krishna to reveal in the way we want. Krishna is like he like the way he wants to reveal to ourselves, he'll do. We should not expect in that way. And the 4 other things, Shravana, I forgot Prabhuji, Shravana, then
And ja,
Manana, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana or something like that.
yes,
And
and after that, praying, it's
yes. Yeah. The
yeah,
4. Yeah.
Shravana,
Sravana,
Manana,
Manana, Nididhyasana, Vandanam. Yeah.
Vandana.
Important points. Okay. We start our japa now. We'll go through the pranam mantras. Srila Prabhupada Pranati. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschyate Desatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. पंचतत्व महामंत्र जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवादि गौर भक्त वृंद. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Sri Advait, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always accompanied by his very confidential associates such as Sri Nityananda, Sri Gadadhar, and Sri Advait, and by many devotees like Srivas, Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation of Sri Krishna, and his associates are even more merciful. They are always engaged in chanting the name of the Lord and are always describing Lord Krishna. Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. The word Hara is the form of addressing the energy of the Lord, and the word Krishna and Rama are forms of addressing the Lord himself. Both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure, and Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord, changed to Hare in the vocation. The supreme pleasure energy of the Lord helps us to reach the Lord. These three words, namely Hare, Krishna, and Rama, are the transcendental seeds of the Mahamantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and his internal energy, Hara, to give protection to the conditioned soul. This chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for its mother. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the grace of the Supreme Father, Hari or Krishna, and the Lord reveals himself to the devotee who chants this mantra sincerely. Let's chant all together. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण